Yeah, now, stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball podcast.
I thought you wanted a longer one than that. Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Basketball podcast. I am Mark.
I am Paul, and the London Lions. This show is all about you, beautiful people.
Is it just about the Lions, or is it just about London basketball in general?
Maybe a bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I think dominantly the London Lions.
Predominantly, yeah.
But there's news.
There's a lot of news.
And the people in London got to be getting excited over this.
100%.
The London Lions officially moved a step closer to securing a new 15,000-seat custom-built basketball arena.
Wow. You're excited about that?
Mark, give me something. I need 15,000. The dream. The dream is starting to become a reality.
It's great. It's the step in the right direction, and it's more important.
No. That's not a step in the right direction. That's the freaking leap. Neil Armstrong's going, yeah, that looks cool.
Jesus Christ, you're hyped about this, aren't you? Look, I get it. It is a leap. Let's not pretend it's not. The Lions, if you don't know, obviously use the Olympic Park at the moment, which was made in 2012 for the Olympics, surprisingly, given the name. And that's where they host it at the Copper Box. But imagine that cost a fair amount of money. And I'm going to say, I won't say controversially, but they basically said that they've done a viability study or feasibility study. And
that was the first step of this.
They did all that, and they said, how feasible is it for something like that? And, you know, there's that nice picture. Go check it out. I'm on Zero Pucks podcast because they did a nice little picture on that.
Very red, that picture. It's like an oval, like with a lot of red in it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's sort of like black, red, silver, bit of white there. It's, interesting colours. But
I did wonder why red for the cat. I don't know. But
more importantly, I think they looked at the places like Sheffield, like Leicester, like our good friends up in Newcastle. And all those three places in particular, the reason I'm saying them is because they have built stadiums recently in the last 10 years. And they went through feasibility studies, and they went through and said, look at the community, look what you can do with this. And they clearly would have looked at the paperwork and said, the basketball can pay for this amount of the building. Doing other activities and community activities and hosting business meetings and stuff can pay for this part of it. And that's really what a feasibility study is for those who don't know. It's weights and measures. It's saying, will basketball on its own pay for this? No. It will pay for like 75% of it. But having business meetings there, they have a really nice suite there. It'll be a lovely place to do conferences.
Well, there's also going to be a 3,500 seated community arena.
Yep. So the idea there is that you can have more community sports. People get more access to it. They're going to do other things there. So it's going to be huge. And, obviously... It's
3.4 billion.
We've said it. You said it in the last podcast. Go check it out if you haven't listened to it already. Manchester has always been the home of British basketball.
It's not, is it? It's London.
Yeah. It just is. And sorry, Manchester, but it is just... That's the nation's capital.
I'm speaking on behalf of everyone I know other than the people up in the north, beyond the wall. Everyone would rather like the end of year playoffs and stuff be in London.
Yeah.
I guess, look, if you're up in Newcastle or something like that, you're going to go, oh man, that's a pain to get down there. But I'm thinking more like National League level than professional level because those guys are going to be used to it. But
look at our infrastructure in the UK. All roads point to London. That's pretty much how it works. Is it the nation's capital? Yes. Or is all the infrastructure, all the main roads, all point back to the M25? Yes.
And you could put your international games there. Got to be your international games there.
So when they say it's having in the centre of the UK is Manchester, it's like it's actually not the centre because the majority of people actually live in the area that it'd be more like Milton Keynes kind of area, I guess, wouldn't it? That'd be kind of more the middle if you wanted to look at population because there's a massive population in London, for example. So either way, I think it's great. And I think what else it means is that if this goes ahead, we have another stadium in the UK for basketball. Bristol last year finally got their one signed off, didn't they? So they're going over in Ashton Gate in Bristol. They're going to be building a nice, same sort of thing, indoor arena, like Virtue Stadium, and like I forget what the name of it is now because I always get it wrong. It's Sheffield's Arena. B Sheffield Braun. That's right, isn't it? B Sheffield Braun Arena.
That looks tight in there. That looks nice. It sounds like all the volume is.
Oh yeah,
probably the best.
But what's the one thing in the UK that we haven't had? We haven't had indoor arenas, and most of the indoor arenas are actually sports halls or community sports halls that have been built in the 80s or 70s even, and that's what we've had because we haven't had, ironically, for the country that everyone takes the mick as raining constantly. We don't have a lot of indoor arenas.
Quick, let's build another outdoor basketball court.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Mark, we can rest easy because Sadiq Khan, he's all over it. He loves it.
Yeah, he's a
so everyone can relax. Thank goodness. He did say the London is the sporting capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the sporting capital of the world.
Yeah.
Jeez. That guy needs to step out of London and just look around a little bit, doesn't he? Jesus.
He doesn't know.
I am pleased to support, what he is saying, I'm pleased to support the London Lions as they pursue their ambitious vision to establish new multi-purpose arena in our city. Very politicians asked that he said there, but you got the London mayor on board, and that's kind of the main thing you want. Isn't it?
So the London mayor gets on board, and then the NBA puts a little bit of money into the NBA coaching. Then Adam Silver comes over and is clearly grooming for the NBA Europe to take place, and then they're all back on board again. It's a standard politics. Let's jump on the bandwagon because we're here, isn't it?
Talking about politics. Sadiq, I know we don't talk about politics often, but with Sadiq Khan, I'm just quoting current president of America, Donald Trump, who said the London mayor, Sadiq Khan, is possibly the worst mayor in the world. I don't know any more details than that. I just heard him say it. Anyway, so look, we got the mayor of London on board, and look, this is to have this study come forward and be positive is amazing.
There should be a decent indoor arena. I'm not saying the Copper Box isn't decent.
No, but 15,000.
But 15,000 is a proper size arena.
We're an hour and a half away from London. If there's an international game now and it's a 15,000 seat arena, you're going,
okay.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be interesting. It's big.
Watch your game there.
Now, I've seen people saying, well, the London Lions played in there and they only could get like 2,000, and then they had all the seats coloured different colours in the Copper Box, so it doesn't look on telly like the seats are empty. That's why they did that. You go, yeah, you're right. But go listen to our other show. There's been a whole lot of drama in the UK about UK top tier basketball. There's been a lot of challenges that the teams have faced. But the teams, right or wrong, whether we like the team or not, all of the teams, we have to give credit to them. They are not the ones causing the drama. The teams are the ones who are still putting on basketball, still getting players into the country, still providing academies and doing all those things. So we can't fault the teams. It's all been the bigger things and stuff going on.
That community arena would also be where the teams train. And that's where the women's London Lions, that's where they'd be playing their games. Yeah,
and the women's London Lions, they went out into Europe, kicked some serious butt.
They won Europe.
Yep.
Not last year, the year before.
Yeah, won the league, and then went over and won Europe, and then
fold.
When they were going over to play their final games, they're like, oh, by the way, you're folding.
But they went and won it.
You're like, yeah, hey, can't. And Temi was on the team, now playing in the WNBA. We've got the talent, we've got the things there. It's just like this infrastructure behind. It's like the three-legged dog running down the road, and you go like the best will in the world and stuff. They need to put that in there. Anyway, we're not going into that. Listen to our other shows.
London Lions CEO has turned around and said, quoting, "It's still very early days." It's interesting you used the word very early days. We've had initial conversations with a number of developers and the local city council. has been incredible. So have the mayor, who's offered us the opportunity in London in terms of helping us figure out what the right size and what makes sense to economic standpoint. We're now working with Legends to build out the financial modelling and the first phase of the feasibility study.
If it was me, and this is going to sound silly, but
can I just say, when anyone always comes up with when they talk to a politician,
oh God, yeah,
the politician will never do the work. He always says, what you need to do, have you ever go and talk to a politician, they'll say, they'll make you feel amazing.
Yeah.
Don't
know about that.
They try to make you feel amazing. They'll try to make you feel good and go, yeah, and be positive. And they say, what you need to go and do. They don't say, right, let's get together and knock this out. They just go, right, what you need to go and do is this. And then that will get you there. And when you're there, I'll take credit for it.
Yeah.
That's just all the politicians I've ever spoken to. There was always like, you go do that.
My stance on politics is simply, I will give you nothing. I'll get something from you, but I will give you nothing because politics don't give us anything. So that's my stance on them. But you're right. It's those is it a good thing that politics is involved? Yes or no? I would be looking at this and thinking, in some
I'd like a prime minister who can shoot a free throw.
Oh God,
that should be a standard.
No.
If you have a prime minister,
right.
can you
say that?
Can you hit 1 out of 10?
You say that
at least.
We all know what's going to happen. Someone will hear that and they'll go, "Oh yeah, hey Sadiq, get on the thing and."
I said prime minister, Mark.
No, listen. Show yourself shooting a free throw, and you know what will happen? He'll go to that free throw line. He'll be standing on the inside part of the circle bit, not on the actual free throw line, and then he'll 2 hands and he'll do a netball throw. You know that's what will happen, and it'll bounce. It'll bounce around a little bit, and it'll still maybe go in.
All these guys, they'll be front row seats in this opening game.
And he'll turn around and say, "I can still shoot a hoop," or something really a dad thing, and you go, "Oh man."
I mean, look,
don't do it.
The reason we're talking 15,000, it's got to be NBA Europe, right?
Of course. I don't know what the capacity that Manchester can fill, but I'd imagine it's well over. I think they're the one that potentially could. Because they've got the big place, they could potentially get things in and get 4,000 or 5,000 people in there, I reckon. But I know the Copper Box historically was the biggest potential capacity, but they said they filled it. I don't think they ever did. But that's not against Basketball England. That's more against the games that were on. Internationally, I think they filled it. I think when they did some international games in the Copper Box, they actually filled it, and that's helped them use it because suddenly they're playing against Lithuania, Latvia, Germany, and those fans are traveling. And because as we've talked on many shows before, the football fans who follow the basketball, they love it. So they're there. Let's come down and spend 20 quid, 30 quid and watch a game. Because for those who don't know, going to watch a basketball game in the UK is not as expensive as you might think it is. And for an evening out, when you're watching something interesting, it's actually quite reasonable. But there seems to be a disconnect between people knowing it's on and actually the people who attend. There's this disconnect that people don't realise there's a thing to do. Like if you ever gone on your phone and thought, right, it's half term coming up, what can I do with the kids? And you actually put in Google, like, what can I do in half term around me? Or something like that. Like what's available, what activities are on. Those that in the UK, those are the sort of places that need to be advertising. So there are some free stuff for you.
Sorry, mate. I said it wrong. I said it's going to cost 3.4 billion to do this.
Not billion.
No. It's going to generate over 3.4 billion in impact over 13 years. And they reckon it could create 1,000 full-time jobs. It would host 40 basketball games a year, London Lions and international events.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's actually put other sporting events, that maybe a reference to NBA Europe.
Okay, so the fact that you've just put that there, they're saying this is an arena for London. They're not saying this is the arena that the basketball's played at. Exactly the same model that they do for the NBA teams. So you go and look at the Orlando Magic, and they'll play 40 home games, but they don't practice there. If they're not doing the home games, they've got concerts going on there. They've got, I think, some other sports that occasionally happen there, but they also do concerts and arena things because having an indoor arena is a massive money generator for those local things. And
I can't remember where it was that I went to, but there was one NBA arena I went to, and it was there was an ice rink underneath as well.
Mm-hmm. I want to say they did it in the Magic. That was many years ago, I want to believe. But that was
they
one of the.
literally take the court up, and then you got the ice rink.
That's one of the things
underneath.
I was thinking. I think they do it in Madison Square Garden as well. I think MSG has an ice rink below it, or it did. Don't know if it still does. But that's the sort of thing they could do. So imagine you have then, because I think there is a London ice hockey team.
I mean, it's concerts, isn't it? That'll be the big one. You have concerts there.
Well, at the moment, they only have places like the O2 Arena or the XL. Those are the two really big places.
But that's 15,000 seated. So,
Yeah.
but when you put a stage in there, and then everyone on that floor, I mean,
That's
I don't know
20,000
what-
people.
yeah.
It's another place other than the O2 that people can play in an arena. And for the uneducated, London, like it or not, is one of the music capitals of the world, and it has been
That's a better statement.
for more than 50 years.
That's
it's true.
a better statement.
It is one of the music capitals. It's been famous for not just things like Abbey Road, but
in the business, in the music business,
in the
you
music
go to
industry,
London, don't
you
you?
go to London,
Yeah.
and all the artists know that.
That was a Ringo Starr quote. I'm quoting him now. I can hear him saying this. It is very true. If you are in art business, you go to London.
Yeah, and
Ringo Starr.
Jimi Hendrix did some stuff in America, became famous in the UK. And then he went back and toured everywhere. But that's what happens with the model. So we're so famous for that sort of thing, and having live concerts in London and going to those sort of things, that
Yeah.
it makes sense to have another London arena that can do that.
Well, London
And
Lions
that would
CEO
generate all of the money. And then you sit there and think, well, what sort of things can we do in these spare times? Well, you can do those things. You
Yeah.
can play basketball. It's one of the things you can do there.
London Lions CEO is emphasised the importance of a, in quotes, true home
Yeah.
for basketball in London, saying that the study, now it's completed, shows the idea is viable and has huge potential.
Which is basically him saying to Adam Silver, hey, guess what? We're building a stadium just for you to bring an NBA team and all that lovely NBA money.
But also,
Bring that over into Europe.
the I think they're called Tessanet, the Lions ownership group.
Yep.
Like they fully back the project
Oh, yeah.
financially and strategically. They fully back, and it's really interesting. Excuse me. It's really interesting that they've used that word.
Mm.
So I wonder what the timeframes on this. So the next step is in phase 2, working with legends is what it is, to explore specific sites,
Yeah.
planning strategy, funding model, and how to make the arena sustainable long term. Sustainable, that's the one word we keep hearing, especially in English basketball.
Go to Sheffield, go to Leicester, go to Newcastle, go to Bristol, go to all these places, Caledonia. All of these places have got sustainability mapped out. And, when you look at then teams like Surrey, who are rebuilding and doing things a different way, same thing. What they look at, sustainable. It has to work, or it doesn't, obviously, but it will collapse.
It's interesting. The study has completed phase 1 around the time where the NBA is coming back to London in January
The timelines,
2026.
The timelines are not
But
unusual.
Yeah, you know what? A 15,000 seater stadium, would that be better than the O2? I think it would. Because what I've found in the O2 is when you got a basketball game, it is very fragmented in the sense of it doesn't feel like a proper NBA atmosphere.
No, the atmosphere wasn't there, no.
And I don't know if that's because people are just coming to watch the spectacle, or they actually support the teams, or they don't support the teams. I don't know. It's
I think there's a bit of that. I think the atmosphere in O2 is good, but not suitable for basketball because maybe they didn't do it in the basketball way. I think that's one thing. We've been to enough games in the States, and you really have to go to those games. And I've been to more than one arena, so have you. When you go to different, I won't say it's all just that same standard. It's like, it's boom, it's up there. Even when you went to Australia, you said it's the same thing. It's just the next level.
I will say Australia is different in the sense that, well, maybe it was just the games that I went to, but Australia is basketball meets rock concert.
Yes. Okay.
Which to be fair, in the last couple of times I've gone to Orlando, the volume their music has gone up.
When I went to MSG, Madison Square Garden was much higher than Orlando because Orlando's quite family friendly.
I do think Australia was louder. It was like, whoa. And someone said, "Oh, is this loud?" And I was like, "This is louder than an NBA game." And they went, "Yeah, the plan very much was rock concert meets basketball."
Yep. And look, that's going to bring a certain crowd in, but fundamentally, once people go to it and they experience it, they'll go, "Oh, this is amazing." But I think what you hit on there is people will say, "Oh, it's British people going in there being reserved." You go,
it could be, it could be a bit of that.
There's a little bit of that, but you know what? I will go out on a limb and say I don't think when people say, "Oh, British people are reserved," I don't think we are as reserved as you think we are. We're quite sarky and
maybe
rude.
not after a few drinks, but yeah.
If we're out
we will be very polite. I do think
we'll be very polite. Of course we will. But when we're at a sports event, we're very different.
No, it depends on the sport.
And I was about to say, it depends on the sport. So all of the people who go to watch the basketball in the UK and go to watch a game, how many of those have experienced an actual in the America NBA game?
No,
it would be probably a quarter, if that.
I know what you're saying, but I do think there's this weird thing in the UK where we're kind of in between two worlds. And by that, I mean is in the NBA, you've got that experience where you turn up and everyone's kind of used to let's go Celtics or whatever the team is and defense, and that's kind of what you get there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then so you've got that to one of our side, then we're in the middle, and then to our other side in Europe, you got this football, almost voluminous thuggery for the whole game.
Yeah.
And I always feel like
the Third Reich turned up.
In England or in the UK, we're kind of sat right in the middle of this. What do we do? Do we copy the Americans? Because usually America says jump, we go, right, how high do we jump? What do we do? Kind of thing. Or we've got kind of what we're used to in the football culture of that's what, however the rest of Europe act in a basketball game, that's how we definitely act in a football game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
I don't think the UK has got a sense of identity when it comes to going to a basketball event, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with that. And I think you're right on that, but on the basis of look at your experience running the announcing and commentary, doing that with the Portsmouth Force. When you've done all that at the beginning and then building up the entertainment package and that side of things, you've had to educate people coming along to the game. Like, this is where you cheer. And now people who've been going there 3-4 seasons will look at it and go, okay, right, this is the point where we get riled up. This is the point we cheer.
It's still a challenge. I mean, there's things like the Addams Family.
Yeah, but
defense. It's like, come on, you know you need to see defense there.
But everyone historically knows, snap your fingers or clap your hands. Like they would at least get it. But you have to educate the crowd. And
the basketball crowd is definitely more American.
Yes.
Like, I want to be entertained. That's
Exactly.
kind of how it comes across.
But what is it that you have to do? And this is where I think the Britishman comes in. The Britishness comes in where it says, this is your role. Because we know if you're the home team, you've got a massive advantage.
Yeah.
Now, I will stipulate this.
To be fair, when threes are going in, everyone's making loads of noise. When there's a dunk, everyone makes loads of noise. Now, I'm not just talking. I'm talking everywhere.
Yeah, if someone goes off and everyone is cheering, and it's a massive roar, and everyone knows those sort of things, but it's the bits in between where it could be deadly quiet, and where we've seen games, and you can hear them televised and so forth, and you think the crowd is not really. Someone's got to G that crowd up and really keep. Where's the music? Where's the entertainment? Where, which is the stuff that you do, and you guys do it really, really well. But the problem.
Cheers.
But you're getting 500 people to a lower division game where the basketball is of sometimes good quality, sometimes like drunken basketball.
That is out of order.
That's accurate.
You are out of order.
No, that's accurate.
Right, we're going way off topic here, Mike.
No, but what I'm saying, no, it's relevant. And the reason it's relevant is because in the UK, go listen to other things. We'll talk about all the other leagues. But
if I was a London Lions fan, I'd be disappointed.
Well, you say that, but if they've got this new home, they're going to have a place where they can actually call home. Like They can build an academy around it. They can build all these things around it. But having a course and a structure and knowing where to go, that is so important.
Yeah, I think
we don't have that in many places around the country. There's these select few where they've got stadiums, and there's 4 stadiums in the UK. You've got Caledonia, you've got Newcastle, Sheffield, and Leicester. And then you've got everyone else rents, and they rent a sports hall or a complex. Bristol are going to be building their own one, so that'll be our 5th one. If London build another one, that's a 6th one, effectively a 6th.
We copper box as well.
Well, yeah, but they rent that. They don't own it.
That counts. That counts.
Kind of, but this would replace the copper box essentially. So it's kind of 4.5. When Bristol build their one, that's sort of 5.5. I think the
15,000 will be for NBA games. That's the 15,000 is for the SLB stuff, you know.
Oh, they'll look and say, look how many tickets you can sell in the O2 every time that the NBA came. Was it bang, done?
It'll be 4,000, something like that. But yeah.
And if the O2 is 4, like, it's not as viable, this is going to be better, we're going to do this.
But if the SLB takes off, if the old BBL takes off, then, you know, I think there's, if you can get a 10,000 where you're then same as like Australian standard.
Yeah. So, and the other thing I'd say on the flip side of things,
that's a long way away. Well, we don't even have the arenas to fill that.
We don't have the arenas to fill that, but we do have over here the infrastructure. We've got people like you who can do commentary. We've got people who can do announcing as well. And we've got people who can do music. We've got people like Tahir, got people like Mo who are doing great things, and they're all connected with the NBA and doing high level basketball games. So all of these people are doing stuff at the moment, and the NBA is noticing that. And what they're noticing, well, the UK has got a love for the basketball. You've said it before. We're probably 3rd or 4th on the list of NBA league passes outside of America of what countries want the NBA product, that kind of thing. If this stadium gets built, it's another step on that direction. Another huge
step. And look, basketball is the 2nd most popular sport in England officially, with 1.15 million people playing weekly. I've removed the under 18s because it is now officially 2nd most popular team sport in England.
How does badminton compare?
I'm not even going to talk about that sport, but
you said sport. Congratulations, you've made progress.
Hobby, Mark.
You've made progress.
I mean, they're still looking for locations. That wording was really interesting. So when I see that image and you think, yeah, that looks really cool, you're like, well,
where's that in London?
Yeah, where is that?
Where's that a large amount of space in London to build something like that?
But you know, we're not looking. That's not the final product. That's someone just placing something in there. But it'll be interesting. But it all sounds positive. You know, just a quick comparable, I guess, project, the Sage Arena, which is 12,500 capacity.
Okay.
That was projected to cost 350 million.
Wow.
The Co-op Live in Manchester, 23.5, was 365 million.
Wow.
So an extra 10,000, only an extra 15 mil. So kind of feels like they're going to be around 350 million to build this thing.
Probably given the cost of land and everything in London and those sort of places. It does make you sit there and think, how did places like Sheffield, Leicester, Newcastle, Caledonia, how did they afford to put that much money into these sort of things? I mean, they're not London, so London obviously has a huge tax based on it being London. They're probably paying 100 mil over just because it's London. And same as Manchester.
This is an interesting study I just found. Saville suggested typical costs of between 3,500 to 5,000 per seat for mid to high spec stadiums or arenas.
Yeah.
This is for stadiums.
Yes.
So they reckon if you want 15,000 seat, it could be 52.5 million to 75 million as a rough stadium seat based estimate.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is an arena, isn't it? So the idea is
depends on how many tiers. Is seating fixed or retractable? Yeah. How much is there a premium? I remember when I was in Adelaide in Australia. Damn, I went to two games there. One I was extremely close. really comfortable seat. Second one, I was really probably second tier, third away up. Seat was out just as comfortable.
Yeah.
I was like, I was really surprised. I was expecting to sit on plastic, and it's like, man, I got a cushion.
Well, I think
I had cushions on my arm, Mark.
I think they like they've mentioned in that, we've mentioned it already.
Best guide, 70 to 90 million.
Everyone will say this is the home of X. The Kia Center in Orlando, it's home of the Orlando Magic. Yeah, it is. But they only play 40 games there. Like, what? So that's 40 days. And then if they get in the playoffs, maybe a few more. But, it's Orlando, so playoffs. But what does it do for the other, let's say they did another 20 games. What else are they doing for the other 280, 300 days? Like, that's where the actual money is made with these arenas. So it is a huge thing for London just to have another big indoor arena. And they've got enough arts and artists, music, all that sort of thing. That could support another arena without question. And if the Lions can get in there and use that as well, amazing. It would just be nice to see some stability brought in. And if that brings in the money.
This looks really positive. Just looking, so, I mean, some of this looks really good.
Well, let's hope it works. And again, one step closer to an NBA Europe. What would you call them the London Lions if it was an NBA Europe team?
No, even more. What would you? I mean, all the arenas.
Let's go fantasy league here. If there is they're saying at the moment it's going to be London and Manchester, aren't they? As the teams.
London Lions. Look, this is supposed to be about the London Lions, Mark.
I know, but we can off piste because we do.
The London Lions. When you think London, you think royalty. If you think royalty, you think the royal banner that's got 3 lines. The men's football team, you got the Lions.
Okay.
I think the London Lions kind of is a cool
I've
name.
never really thought of it that way, but yeah.
Oh, I've literally just done that out loud in my head, but out loud. The other thing you could, you're going to go for Lions, Knights. I mean, historically, the Towers was a great name as well, wasn't it? The London Towers Historical Club.
So those are the cities, if you want to read them out.
Oh, for NBA Europe. Also, the Manchester. I think it can be one or two. I'd say the Manchester Giants. That was a great name.
Yeah,
that historical name. But if you're going with
tied up
another M,
I think
the Manchester Magic. Manchester Mingers.
More accurate.
I like the Magic. Or the Giants would be number one.
Read the teams.
So the NBA.
There's a reason.
NBA Europe cities reveal. Mark, don't you want a siren or something for the cities that being revealed? Is this official?
Well, that's what they've been.
All right, this is allegedly. Allegedly, NBA Europe teams are being revealed. Spain.
Yep.
We got Madrid and Barcelona.
Yep.
From Italy, Milan and Rome.
Mm-hmm.
From the United Kingdom, as our American friends would say. London and Manchester.
Yep.
From France, Paris and Lyon. From Germany, Berlin and Munich.
God.
Greece, we got Athens, and from Turkey, Istanbul. So basically all the major cities, isn't it?
Yeah.
Other than Manchester.
Yeah. So, I find it really interesting that, Madrid and Barcelona, that's Real Madrid and Barcelona, connect to the football teams. Milan and Rome, they're 2 big football teams as well, I believe.
Yeah, the football connection's there. It'll be interesting if
Paris and Lyon is Paris Saint-Germain, isn't it? But I don't know what Lyon is, but that's another, I think.
Lyon's big team, yeah.
So when you look at Berlin, I don't know about the football there, but I know Munich is got a big football team. Been to the stadium there. Athens, that's Olympiacos, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Isn't that Athens? Or
there's 2 clubs there, isn't there?
Well, you've got Panathinaikos, which is down from that. But Olympiacos, I believe, would, Olympiacos BC. Could be wrong. Anyway, more to the point. That's a good spread. But what you're not seeing is some of the other teams or some of the other countries maybe represented. Having 2 in the UK, Maybe not. Maybe they just have the one to start with. And if you did, would you have London or Manchester?
London's got to be one.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point about this arena is it's the centre in England, isn't it?
Yep. So
like you said, all roads go through London.
So if you look at those places and you go, all of those teams would have names. So a lot of them will have names that if they did come over...
It's going to be the same team,
well,
isn't it?
that's what I was going to say.
Whoever's in the EuroLeague.
If they leave EuroLeague and they come out of that and then they move into this NBA Europe sort of thing, if they did that, it would still be Real Madrid.
I wonder if there'll be something
part
contractual where they say if you're in NBA Europe, you can't be in another league. Sorry, yeah, if you're in NBA Europe, you can't be in EuroLeague.
Yeah, well, that'd be fine. They wouldn't care about that. But the other question would be, NBA, how does NBA play with FIBA? Because FIBA tends to be the rest of the world, and then you have the NBA, don't you? So that's going to be the interesting one. That would be. But all of this is, go listen to our episode about it. But we're talking about like timelines and all the disruption that we've had in UK basketball.
Well, this is
just happens to go in timelines where there's NBA Europe's now talking. These conversations have happened 5 years ago. These companies are so massive that they work at that sort of, they have to look in that far forward. So a few years ago, they were talking about getting the rights for the NBA. Then they secured 11 billion over 10 years. Costs an absolute fortune to watch an NBA game if you're in America. But if you're outside of it, you're laughing. So they've got some revenues coming in and all the European teams want a piece of that. And I think that's what's going to drive a lot of this. Advertising and revenue. That's going to win out. So yeah, you like the idea of the arena? Would you go up for the inaugural game?
I think you'd have to. The one game that really stands out that I'd like to see would be the international games.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see a GB game played there.
Yeah, and that's where I think
that's when it's the
I'd
new.
I'd really
home
like to see support our international team.
Yep.
That's where I think, if you could get 15,000 for that, come on, that we should be able to do that as a nation. It's like, come on, let's support the guys.
Yeah, and the ladies as well, because they're going to be playing from the same place. It's going to be the GB. It's going to be the home of UK basketball, isn't it? That's what they're really trying to do, and they'll move it out from Manchester. They'll move it away from that, and obviously,
I mean, like I honestly think the London Lions as a team in the SLB, I don't think you're going to get 15,000 for that. I think the NBA Europe ones, yeah, for sure. It also depends where in London they build this thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, BBF is being liquidated. Go listen to the other show. But that tells you that's where the home of basketball is at the moment in the UK. In Manchester, that's being liquidated. So they will need a new home of basketball in the UK.
Yeah, so it's...
Why not London?
Oh, you've thrown me off. I was going to say something. You've thrown me off.
No, but it's literally London. It's literally polishing everything up. Like, we're going to get a beautiful stadium. They're going to have everything central. Everyone can get to London.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna, it depends on where the stadium, where the arena goes, because you know what it's like. You get to London, you get into,
London.
Waterloo, and then wherever you're going, it can take you up to an hour in London. You know that.
Even
if you've been into London,
2,
anywhere you need to go to, it's an hour to get from A to B. So it'll be interesting where it is.
If they do it like Wembley, where that's sort of outside, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's still...
It's still a pain. You have to go in to go back out, don't you? But
so if it, like Wembley, if I was going to Wembley, like I'd drive. I wouldn't go in. I wouldn't get the train up.
No.
Because getting the train is a pain when you got 50,000 people trying to get on that.
Yeah.
On the underground.
Yeah. Well,
or subway, as our American friends like to call it.
Yeah, call it what you like.
So... Yeah, so that's the only thing. I would personally drive up if I was going to Wembley, and then pay extortionate amount of money to park my car for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it'll be all eyes, I think, on where it's going. Hopefully this is actually going to go somewhere, and it's not going to be just politicians talking and bigging it all up. But yeah, it all sounds really positive, and
what we need to see that we're willing to do something like that.
If NBA Europe goes off, it's not going to be ready for then.
2 years. Build a stadium in 2 years. NBA Europe, they're saying 2027.
Yeah.
It's 2025 right now.
This is England, Mark. This is England.
Can take 15 months to build one of those sort of planes.
Remember that Spinnaker Tower they said it was going to take no time at all?
Yeah,
And it was like 10 years overdue.
Well, you know
Anyone
what?
who knows what the M27 is,
Oh, yeah.
that was supposed to be finished 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's the roadworks are still going on. So if any builder says anything in England saying, yeah, it's going to be ready for the September 27,
There has been
go place a bet that it'll be ready for 2030.
About being UK being uninvestable because of infrastructure. So that does throw the big flag up. But look,
But it's all
positive
positive.
news. We love it.
Hang on, what would this be called?
What, as in the arena?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have a sponsorship name like the Coca-Cola Stadium or something like that. But what would we call it? The Palace. Got to be the Palace. Got to be the Palace. The London Palace.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, you know, I think Crystal Palace is the famous
The London
football team, isn't it?
Lions. London Lions. Royalty.
What
Royal-
do, you know, Lions.
The Palace.
You have a Colosseum, Lions Colosseum.
Colosseum. That's what you call in a Rome arena.
Yep.
It's the Palace. The London Palace. There you go. Next. Literally, I come up with the best names for basketball arenas. Fact.
What's the name of, like, it's not the courtyard, but there's things to do with like palaces and castles. It'll be, you know, like fort. There's something, I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of those sort of buildings. It could be named after something like that as well, couldn't it? Artillery.
What?
Dungeon. The London Dungeon. We've already got
Are
one.
you talking about like the middle tower in a...
Yeah, something like that. The Keep.
Is that what you were talking?
The Keep is what I was thinking of.
Okay.
The London Keep.
They could make it look like a castle.
Listen, have a rampart at the top. That's what you want.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you've got a load of...
Palace.
Well,
that's what
put it this way. You've got a load of history in London. It's very well known. It's number 2 or 3 on the list of places that people visit
it depends on
touristically
what
in the
part
world.
of London they build it in as well. If they build it in a certain part, the name, like, you could change it.
If it's going to be a London arena, you're going to be wanting people to go who is a tourist. So on the basis of that, you've got to put something to do with London's heritage. So, you know, what we're famous for in London. And they've got, like you say, you've got enough of it that whatever's that is about to come out your mouth, let's not say it. Let's not say it.
I think the Palace is the best name.
We're not going to have the Jack the Ripper stand or something like that.
The Jack the Ripper stand. That's out of order.
A Whitechapel stand. But yeah, there's so many, there's so much heritage you got there. I think keep it. But if the Lions did that,
the Palace.
If the Lions went into NBA Europe, for example, if that was a thing, I wonder what would happen domestically in the SLB. Just as a curiosity, would they have 2 teams?
I think they would. I think it would be the same team or a reserved team.
I don't know because I know that sometimes they do team 1 and team A, team B, or team 1, team 2 sort of thing. But in that instance, it would be more like NBA and the G League, wouldn't it? So the SLB would become the G League, and whichever team was doing well, maybe they could get into. I don't know. Does the SLB still say the top team, or does that become the feeder to NBA Europe? I don't know.
I did think of another one.
What?
They could call it Sank Around the Pride. Like you have a London, London with lions. They'll have a pride, like a group of lions.
London Pride. You're gonna enjoy the flags for that one, aren't you?
Oh what? Oh, what's that?
Well, London Pride is the main gay event. Where
is it?
It's gay pride, isn't it? You have Brighton Pride, you have London Pride. So
I was
it's
just thinking lions going around in a pride with cubs and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
You
the Palace. Don't get better than the Palace.
London Palace.
I think I knocked it out of the park in the first one. If you had one in Portsmouth, I'd call it the Dockyard.
Yep.
Or the Shipyard. Maybe the Shipyard. And the arena would look like a big ship.
Why wouldn't you call it just the Dock?
No. The Shipyard, Mark. The Dockyard. The docks.
Yeah, but we actually have a dockyard, so you couldn't call it the Dockyard because
I don't care. That's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm now calling it because you said that. So right. Brilliant.
Amazing. Well,
London.
Well
you
done,
lead the way
Let's hope
with
others
your
follow.
roar. You like that, didn't you?
God. The Pied Piper of British basketball. They are playing their tune. Let's see what happens as things unfold. Thanks for listening. Go check out our other episodes. I've been Mark.
I have been Paul, and the London Lions are leading the way, leading the charge to creating a new arena in London. Could it be for NBA Europe? Could it be for the SLB? Could it be to go and watch some brilliant music? All will be told in the future. And it's going to be called the Palace.
Just don't have any badminton lines.
The Coca-Cola Palace.
No badminton is allowed in the building. That's the rule.
They're at those events you talked about. That's out of order, Mark.